Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today at ATBBQ.com. I'm Erin, and today we're going to make some enchiladas suizas. Green sauce is one of my favorite sauces, and I'm really excited to show you guys how to make it with all of our leftovers from classes. We are going to prepare all of our vegetables for easy use on the other end for our sauce. All I really want to do is make sure that I have no stems on my jalapenos or my serranos. Then I can shove them straight into the blender later. I'm gonna leave the end on my onion, on my big onion, and I'm just gonna take all the ugly stuff off of the green ones. And that's really all the prep I wanna do for roasting vegetables. Next, we're gonna pull the cast iron out and get these blistering. We have preheated our Yoder Smokers XL wood-fired oven with our cast iron in it so we can get nice and blistered. She's super hot, super ready. We are gonna go in with just a little bit of a high heat oil, something that won't scorch, and I'm gonna use my onion to scoot everything around. Just place everything in. Woo! Ready to go. And it doesn't have to be pretty, like I said, everything's going in the blender later. We're gonna get this back into the oven. You got 3 minutes and we'll flip everything over. We're gonna take a little bit of time to toast off our seasonings for this sauce. There's a little bit of cumin, a little bit of a Mexican oregano, and I make my own garlic because I like to buy it a lot at a time. So this is just pureed garlic. We're gonna use the same oil in our pan to heat up and fry off these seasonings to open up all of the cellular walls. All right, so garlic in, cumin right on top, Mexican oregano. We'll wait on the salt and pepper to taste it. We don't want it to be too salty. Just gonna flip. Come on, whole guy, the whole guy. Look at that color. Blistering nicely. We don't need to take this too far. Again, this is going into the blender, but this will make it much easier for us to peel and get all of those seeds out. Now, how many seeds you leave is up to you, but I'm kind of a baby, so I tend to take them all out. And another 3 minutes, please. All right, another 3 minutes has passed. And we're just making sure. Yes, perfecto. We are gonna sweat the skin off of these peppers while we get the rest of everything into our blender. Just the peppers, the onions don't really need it. From here, we're gonna just put all of the white onion directly into our blender body. And I am gonna trim the roots off just because I think they tend to go a little bitter. And again, you know what? Let's make it easy for the blender. All in as well. Boop. We're gonna wrap our peppers. The steam is going to make it easier to pull all of that blistered skin off. You can see already we're getting a nice steam. While these rest, we're gonna clear out all the seasonings in our pan and add it to our onions and start the blending process. We're gonna add our tomatillos. Now I will say that I do prefer to get canned tomatillos because they do take a little bit of work to roast and peel, but they do still get a lot of flavor even if you do get the canned ones. Lid on. We're gonna go pretty slow to start. We don't need to take it all the way smooth yet because we do have a lot more to add, like our cilantro. And I always overdo it with cilantro because it's one of my favorites. Our salt and pepper. Boop. Now we can wait to blend again until we have our peppers ready. All right, look at how beautiful that peels. It's hot as all get out. So we're gonna do this fast. And like I said, I'm kind of a baby where it comes to heat, so I'm probably gonna pull a bunch of the seeds out too. Woo, woo. Now, if a little bit's left in, nobody's gonna be upset. See, I don't need all those seeds. I don't need it. And as they are nice and cleared out, I'm just gonna drop them directly into our blender. We are going to take a bit of our chicken stock and clear out the bottom of this pan so we can get all those nice toasted bits out. And we're gonna dump it right on top of our roasted peppers and tomatillos and everything else. I'm gonna blend everything to oblivion. It should be smooth. It should be, you should see no chunks, no bits, no pieces. And it should take probably about 3 minutes total. Little bits, little pieces, all that flavor. We are just gonna use this pan again to cook everything down. We've added everything and now we're going to blend starting pretty low, and then we're going to get up much higher for about 3 minutes, just all the way down. We're gonna reuse this pan because there's no reason to waste any of the flavor that's in it, and there's no reason to get another dish dirty. We are going to get all of this sauce in here. What we're doing right now is we're trying to reduce it a bit. There's only one ingredient left to add. This is probably gonna take about, I'd say 7 to 10 minutes, depending on how big your batch is. We wanna simmer, just keep going. Just simmer, 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 simmer. While that's reducing, we're gonna talk through a couple of the options that you have if you don't wanna make enchilada sauce yourself at home. We carry both a green and a red with 505 Southwestern. The red is a beautiful traditional sauce, and the green is a hatch chili sauce, which I tend to like a lot. I spend a lot of time in Phoenix, and it's a beautiful flavor. The thing that I like particularly about these brands, this brand, is that you can use it for a lot of different things, not just enchiladas. It's a great base for soups, great base for sauces for pasta, and I really enjoy using them. This has been reducing for about, I'd say 5 to 7 minutes at this point. It's got a really beautiful texture. The last thing we need to add is our creaminess. This is the Mexican crema. You can also use sour cream or yogurt if you'd rather. And it's just gonna add a little bit of texture, a little bit of creaminess. The nice thing about this sauce is you can store it for up to 8 days in your refrigerator, or you can freeze it in cubes to use at a later date for up to 90 days. So we're gonna sauce into our pulled pork. I'm gonna put 2 ladles full just to make sure we're nice and seasoned. I don't want them to be wet enchiladas, but I want our pork to taste like that sauce. We're gonna start in this really beautiful casserole dish that is cast iron from Lodge with just a little bit of oil. I'm gonna spread it around with a paper towel because I don't want too much. We're not trying to fry, we're just trying to make sure they don't stick too bad. So the nice thing about enchiladas, like I said, you can really do almost anything in it. We have leftover pork from a class earlier this week and leftover chicken. So I'm doing our green ones with the green chili pork, and I'm gonna do our red ones with chicken. Now the chicken I did make a red sauce for, and the recipe is gonna be available as well. We might pull that up for another video. But like I said, we're gonna shingle them so this pan gets nice and full. We're gonna finish out this pan with some red sauce with chicken. Again, this recipe will be available, but we're just doing the green one in the video today. Some beautiful roast chicken that we made this last week. And again, as full as you like. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Can't really go wrong. I mean, who doesn't like cheesy, saucy snacks? I'm gonna finish just to make sure we stay nice and saucy with both of these right on top. Ooh, that's some creamy sauce. You can see that we've got extra meat, we've got extra sauce. One thing I really like to do is make little lunches for myself. This can go into the freezer or even just into the fridge for about 7 days to make sure that I am fed well all week. We don't want the top to get too crispy. We do want the bottom to get crispy. So we're going to finish with foil. We are still at 400 degrees in our wood-fired oven. We're just gonna tuck these guys directly in all the way to the back and start a timer for about 10 minutes. about 12 or 13 minutes. We're gonna take a little peek. You can see our cheese is melting, our sauce is getting nice and toasty. These are all cooked already, so all we're doing is making sure that everything is heated through and melted. I'm just gonna rotate it and get it in for another 12 minutes. Ooh, girl, get in there. Timer's gone off. We're gonna pull these babies out again, and we're gonna take a peek real quick, make sure that we're bubbly. Ooh! These are beautiful and crispy. I'm just gonna make sure that they are separated. Oh, look at that brown. She don't wanna let go, does she? I like to add a little bit of crumbly cheese, a little bit of cilantro, a squeeze of lime. I'm really excited about this bite. I love the fact that we get to use all of our leftovers. So bright, so crispy, and the cheese. You can never get enough cheese. I think the reason I particularly like using the wood-fired oven for stuff like this is because in casserole dishes, you need 360 heat, and you get all over heat, but especially that nice under toastiness that you get from having that pizza stone at the bottom, that crispiness for the cheese, the tortillas getting nice and crunchy on the edges, really only happens when you get that 360-degree heat. Thanks so much for visiting us at ATBBQ.com. This is Chef Erin. Have a fun day.